What's going on, guys? Adam here from AtoZbodyfitness, and as you can see, my setup is a little bit different. I've been working on this space for the past few months. It's not exactly finished, so when it is, I'm actually going to give you a pretty big tour of it to show the complete setup of it. But aside from that, today we're going to go over a short video of Kim Kardashian's latest diet. The first thing I want you guys to know is that what she did, which I'm sure many of you already know, and especially the ones that follow my YouTube channel, the diet that she did was actually like horrendous and it's not safe to do, first and foremost, right? But before I even get into that, what she simply did was she cut out all sugars, cut out all carbs actually completely, wore a sauna suit every day and did maximum amounts of cardio or lots of amounts of cardio and just ate a lot of vegetables, the cleanest vegetables from what was said, and lost 16 pounds in 21 days. That's already a red flag. First of all, just to give you an idea, on average, if you're working out 3 times a week and you're eating healthy, low calorie dense foods, and again, this is just a general statement for everybody because people will lose and gain things at a faster pace. There's injuries, there's genetics are involved to some degree. There's also how much they work out, how much they push themselves, their flexibility. There's a lot of different factors. But generally somebody will lose around 0.5 pounds to 2 pounds a week. 2 pounds being like the maximum to maybe the more experienced individual, and 0.5 being somebody who's just starting out and doesn't necessarily have that energy or that drive or that threshold to push themselves to create that progressive overload just yet. She lost 16 pounds in 21 days. Now, you do the math, that's excessive and that's way too much. And you can actually damage your organs by doing that too. When you completely cut out carbs, when you cut out sugar and carbs, obviously, again, sugar is a simple form of carbohydrate, but when you cut carbs out in general, it's not good for your body. Carbs have a huge role to play when it comes into sustaining your weight, losing weight, putting on strength, so on and so forth. There's a lot of different things that it does, but to cut it out completely is bad news because your body needs that, right? Now the whole keto thing is a different story. I've covered that in another video already, so I'm not gonna touch base on it. And again, if you've been watching my videos, you know how I feel about keto. But long story short, this isn't something that they should be glorifying and putting out there because it really puts a bad name out for people that are actually trying to, sustain their weight or lose their weight in a proper manner. Now, there's people complaining about the fact on why she did it, which is to fit into the dress. I can agree with that to a certain extent because I wouldn't tell somebody to do that just to fit into a dress, right? I always try and get people to look at their goals, what they want to do, what goals are they trying to hit, and then we build checkpoints within that system as well. It's very calculated and it's very organized towards the client that I have. But at the same time, I'm not surprised that she did it for that, considering the character that she has and the personality type that she has on TV and the roles that she has to fill, right? So to that extent, I don't really blame her or even care because she wanted to lose the weight to look good in that dress. I think she should have more personal reasons why, but at the end of the day, that's whatever. It's the way that she did it, which wasn't good. And the fact that there's like a bunch of tabloids, promoting it and saying on what she did without even really looking into it and talking to people of, that has an education stature or somebody that is knowledgeable within this industry to say, hey, look, what she did wasn't good is pretty bad. And it just goes to show how mainstream media doesn't cover this stuff as well as they should. Because again, what she did was not right, it was dangerous. You don't want to lose weight that fast. You'll always, pretty much all the time, gain that weight back. Because you're going to put your body through hunger strikes, ghrellin's going to kick in, you're going to want to eat like crazy, and then that's when you end up putting on more calories because of that need, that appetite loss feeling, that need to basically crave for food. And that's where essentially you come back and you stuff a lot of food back down your throat and pretty much just gain all the calories back that you tried to put off or have put off in either one period of time or a bunch of times after, depending on how many calories you've lost at that point, whatever. But needless to say, it's something that I just wanted to make a quick video about, even though I'm a little late on it, because you need to take your time when it comes to weight loss. Everybody always wants to get, that best result or lose the weight as fast as they can or put on as much muscle as they can. And you guys need to understand that's not how it works, right? You cannot compare yourself to somebody else because you are two different individuals. It's nice to have a competitive agreement between one another, but at the same time, know that you won't gain the results, or you might get better results than another individual because of all the things I previously stated in this video and more, right? It doesn't, and then that's not even factoring in like life circumstances when things basically come into your life that you have to deal with. It can kind of derail you from keeping on top of your nutrition and your workout too. So you have to take these things into consideration. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't give it your all 100%. I always tell people, do the best you can, create progressive overload, and keep pushing as much or as hard as you are able to personally and respectfully towards your own body, right? It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do that. But what I'm saying is to go out and hopefully not mimic something like this is what I'm trying to get across to you, because it's just stupid and idiotic to do. You should want to create a consistent effort week after week, which also builds responsibility and it builds structure in yourself, in your body, and in your mindset, so that when you go do other things other than even just working out, you're able to tackle them a lot better because of the structured approach that you've taken to losing weight and to putting on muscle. There's no other way around it, especially when it comes to putting on muscle. It takes time. There's still to this day, and it's always going to keep happening, where especially I talk to younger kids in their teens, and you know they're excited to work out, they want to basically hit the gym, they want to lift weights, and they give up like a month to 3 months in because they start to realize how hard it actually is. When you can get around the fact of being selfish, of trying to understand that you think you should gain muscle or lose weight by a certain time because that's what you think, even though you generally don't have enough experience about it at all, regardless of what the internet says. When you get around that and you understand that, you know what, I'm just going to put in the time and keep doing it and see results week after week, month after month, you'll see the results, because then you start to understand that it doesn't happen as quickly as you thought it would. Everybody always thinks that they're going to be that one person that's going to lose that amount of weight in this amount of time. And it does happen with some people, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be completely transparent, but it's more on the rare side. And generally speaking, sometimes they could be taking steroids, sometimes they're not. Other times they could have already had experience. They could have been so dedicated, they could have been reckless in their eating. Like, you don't know what the background is. That's more on the rare side of things, right? You keep looking at a lot of these things on the internet, like what Kim Kardashian did. You think that you can do it. When you try and do it, you realize that it's a lot harder than you think, and it actually makes you feel like crap, and then you revert back to what you were doing before, and on top of that, you feel crappy about yourself because you didn't succeed. When you were realistically setting an unrealistic expectation of yourself because you don't know any better. So what I'm trying to say is, really watch what you go and read out there. Understand that there's a lot of misinformation out there and a lot of marketing tactics and things that people put out there to try and make it look like that it's easier to get than the actual work it really takes to put in. All right, and really focus on trying to find the right information and just put in the time to be able to succeed and give yourself the right succession rate to get your goals, and eventually you'll get there. That's how it goes with everything in life. Some people will do it faster, some people will do it sooner. There's a lot of things in that equation that could, make it go faster or slower for you. The only thing you need to understand is that at the end of the day, as long as you put in the time and effort and you're making a progressive means to always create progressive overload and always wanting to grow your routine and challenge yourself, then you'll succeed. All right, guys, if you like this video, click like, subscribe, comment. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought and what you think of her diet, and if you've ever seen any other things like that as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.